iFilm, London. iFilm.
Good afternoon everyone, welcome to headquarters here at Matchroom Sport. Delighted to welcome so many of the boxing media here from around the world, celebrating Matchroom's return into big time boxing, and delighted to have these two great fighters here with us today. Now if we're going to keep this sport running and we're going to really take it to another level, these are the kind of fights that we need to make. Two great fighters fighting for two prestigious belts in the final of a tournament which has really revolutionised boxing. He's taken the politics away and let the very best in the division go to battle time and time again. And Ken is done extremely well to get this together. We know running any event can have its problems, and we're at the final stage now, and I think two guys who really deserve to be there. Two guys that will probably give us the greatest fight that we could have hoped for in this final. Obviously we're live on Showtime. We're delighted to also announce that the fight will be live on Sky Sports in the UK. Free to air with a UK fighter who really deserves his time to shine. We're putting Carl Froch back on big time television, and the fans should be delighted that they've got an opportunity to watch this warrior in action. Now with Andre, an undefeated fighter, and you know, we're on the UK leg here. We're off to New York tonight, then we're in Oakland. And this is a time for Carl Froch to showcase himself around the world. Andre knows the tough night he's going to be in with. We believe that Carl's going to take him to places he's never been before. And I'm sure he's going to hope to have his answers. And viewers on Showtime and Sky Sports and other channels around the world can expect one hell of a fight. It's going to be one of the fights of the year, unification fight, WBA, WBC, world titles and the Ring Magazine belt, which I know means a lot to both fighters as well. And of course the Super 6 Cup. I'd like now to pass over to the creator of the Super 6 Cup. We're delighted to welcome into the UK, Showtime's Ken Hirschman.
Thank you, Ray. Welcome thank you for having us. This is just a spectacular setting for what we hope will be a spectacular fight. I want to thank Eddie and Barry Hearn, obviously, for hosting the press conference today, and for Carl for agreeing to come stateside in the next coming days as well, and Andre and Dan for making the schlep out here. It's a big trip for a big fight, and we couldn't be happier. You know, when we put this together 2 years ago, we didn't envision all the ups and downs and twists and turns that this tournament would give us, but we knew that it would be a wild ride, and a wild ride it's been. But at the end of the day, the two finalists are the two best fighters in the Super 6 and the two best fighters in the Super-Middleweight division. And I don't think anyone could dispute that. They've had to run the gauntlet of the toughest fights out there in the weight class. They've done it in exceedingly well and spectacular fashion in some cases. We've had lots of decisions and disqualifications and knockouts and twists and turns in this tournament, but at the end of the day, the right two guys are here in this final. And Carl said to me that many times throughout the process that he expected to be in the finals, and when I first met him I thought, you know, it was just the bluster of a cocky fighter, but as I've gotten to know Carl, you know that there's nothing cocky about him. He is legitimately confident in his talent, and that's what gets him as far as he's gotten today, and it's a real privilege to sit next to him. Andre Ward, you know, what do you say about the last Olympic gold medalist, undefeated fighter, who surprised everybody in this tournament because he wasn't in the big fights leading into this, and we didn't know he had this in him, but I couldn't be happier and more proud of the U.S. side of this equation. He is a true gentleman, a true warrior, and he's going to put on an amazing fight. And whoever holds that trophy up at the end and those two belts will have accomplished, in my mind, one of the biggest feats in all of boxing ever. And I couldn't be prouder to host it on Showtime and in partnership with Sky here. We're thrilled, and I'll turn it back over to Ed.
Thank you, Ken. I know Dan's going to talk after the fighters about the show in greater detail. Firstly, I'd like to introduce and say a few words, former Olympic champion and current WBA super-middleweight champion of the world, Andre Ward.
Thank you. I want to thank everybody for coming out today. I'm happy to be back in the UK. I was last here probably sometime around 2000 or 2001 as an amateur. The US came here to duel England, and it's a great country. It's a beautiful country. I get a lot of my fan mail from the UK, so I know everybody here is not against me, but it's greatly appreciated, and it's like I said, it's a beautiful, beautiful country. Pertaining to the fight, this is what we dream for. Fighting in big fights, mega fights, for all the marbles. And as you guys see here, everything that's on the line, including our reputations. It's even more satisfying for me personally because I came into this tournament, nobody gave me a shot to even get close to the finals, much less win. Everybody had their question marks, and to be honest with you, I still have the chip on my shoulder because regardless of what the rankings say, regardless of what you know, people touting me as the favorite, there's still doubters, and I still have my back against the wall with much to prove. And this fight is no different. It's not personal with Carl Froch. He just has something I want, and me and my team, we're preparing for October 29th to be our night. Thank you, UK, for having us.
Thank you, Andre. And now throw over to our main man, Britain's #1 fighter, current WBC Super-Middleweight champion, someone who you know what will always deliver for the fans, Carl Froch.
Thank you very much. Thanks for turning up. It's a great turnout. Eddie's done a fantastic job, and you know, the weather's held up for us, which is brilliant. It's perfect. Couldn't be a nicer scene here in Britain. It's been a fantastic tournament, put together by Ken Hirschman at Showtime. So I'd like to send personal thanks to Ken for the tournament. It's been a 2-year process. People say it's been too long, it's been too drawn out, but there's been some fantastic fights between some top fighters. Fights that would not have happened without this tournament. So regardless of how I look at it, and the ups and downs and people pulling out and injuries, the fact of the matter is the 2 best fighters that entered the tournament are now meeting in the final. The WBC title, WBA title, and the Super 6 trophy. It couldn't be any bigger and any better. This is what top sport's all about. The best in the division fighting each other, they're meeting each other, and that's what it's achieved this tournament. And you know, it's my pleasure and honour to be in the final, and it's also a pleasure to be in with somebody like Andre Ward, who's an Olympic gold medalist, he's undefeated as a professional, you know, WBA champion. This guy's got to be taken very, very seriously. He knows how to fight, he knows what he's doing, and he's got his plans. And I've got my plans. My plans are to take all these trophies, these belts, and keep them in Britain for a very long time. And that's going to be that's my main goal and my main mindset for the next 9 weeks, 10 weeks. Just putting in the hard work and the graft that I'm sure Ward will be putting in. And the ultimate goal to be the unified champion. There's another title out there that I've got my eyes on as well, but you know, that's not involved in this tournament. But what is involved are 2 of the best belts in world boxing. And at the minute, I think the super middleweight division is the best division in world boxing as well. You know, with some of the top fighters. And like I say, it's just a pleasure to be involved in this. Big thanks to Eddie Hearn again, because he's done a fantastic job today, and he's come on board with me late on in my career, and I feel like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders, and you know, everything's done, and I can have a 5-minute conversation with Eddie, and I just know things are in order and things are sorted, and I know where I need to be, when I've got to be there, and you know, the pressure that he's taken off me is fantastic, and all I have to do is concentrate and get myself in super fit shape, and turn up to the fight on fight night and do the business, which is what's the most important thing for me, and the only thing I should really be concentrating on, and Eddie's given me the ability to do that, so thanks a lot for that, Eddie. I think we're going to open the floor to questions, but we both know why we're here. Ward knows why he's here. Well, he thinks he does anyway. I know why I'm here, and I'm here to win this title, the WBA title, retain my WBC, and win the Super 6 World Boxing Classic Tournament. Thank you very much.
iFilm, London. iFilm, London.